What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon jumping back into some Rugby 25 today. We've got our next update along the way in the world of early access. Now, this one actually came out on Friday. This was Friday the 23rd. This patch came out. It's Monday, the 26th, the time that I'm actually filming this. Really annoying that this update came out on a day I just wasn't here. This was my 4th holiday day of the year. They managed to land the update, came out on one of the 4 days I haven't just been sat at my desk. So, unfortunately, we're a little bit late to this, 3 days behind. I haven't checked out anyone's videos for it. I have been keeping track of people's feedback on the FAQ pages, though, and a lot of things sound rather positive. Normally when I do these videos, the minute the update comes out, press download and just start hitting record and we play a game and we jump in. So I have no idea what to expect, but the feedback has been pretty positive for this one. So I've got kind of high expectations for this one. But as we've done with the rest of the update videos, all of the timestamps will be down in the video description and along the timeline of the video. If there's a specific section you guys want to check out, you can just jump straight to that section. If not, then we're going to take a look at the patch notes, see what they've come out with for this one. We're going to take a look at any changes they've made in the main menu system, have a look at the teams, because there's something I want to talk about in terms of the teams as well. Then we're going to jump into a game, give our full live reaction to playing a game, see if what is been fixed in those patch notes, what is correct, and at the end of the video we'll be giving our full sort of feedback notes on this update. Now, this is Early Access 2, Interim Patch 2 is what this is. So I don't think we've had any minor updates since then. If you remember, the roadmap was going to be lots of minor updates and then the major updates. This has been Early Access 2 is the major update, and this is the second interim patch. We haven't actually had any minor updates, but the next major one is coming end of August. So no minor, it's just sort of patches to fix stuff, but we'll have a look at a bit of a read through what they've had to say. So, tuned passing. Passing remains an area heavily in development. In this update, the AI will be more willing to make passes in gameplay. However, it is a known issue that these occasionally result in some poor passes being made. On balance, however, we believe this is better gameplay outcome than how the passing was in previous update. Now, I'm not got too many issues with the AI giving a bad pass. Teams in World Rugby give bad passes. I don't mind if teams get stuff wrong. I don't necessarily want 100% of passes to always go bullet to hand all the time. You know, a bit of a loose pass or slightly behind the man if you've run too far on your tackle line. I don't mind. I feel like they can actually add a bit to the game. We'll see how bad it is when we actually get in. But it's nice to know that the AI will pass more, because they were definitely big on their one-off runners. In addition, this update includes further work to improve passing responsiveness for user-controlled players, as well as resolving cases where the ball wouldn't be passed to the player indicated by the button prompts. Yes, that was an issue I was having still, pushing down the hold the pass button and then pressing B, and they would pass to the A player, and you're like, that's not who I've told you to pass to. So looking forward to see that if that's been improved. Updated animations. Several changes to the animations have been implemented, including changes to avoid high tackle animations being played when the tackle didn't meet conditions to be an illegal tackle. So it sounds like there might be more in the background here for the tackling than I was first aware of. I just thought, hey, you did a bad tackle. Maybe there's going to be different things for different scenarios making you do a high tackle. Maybe you're late to the tackle. Maybe you get the direction wrong on the tackle. Nice to know that's going to be in there, because we saw plenty of high tackle animations, right? And there's no penalties in this game for high tackle. So that should be reduced, but I'm hoping that still means that further down the line, they'll be implemented really nicely to be, you messed up. You gave away a high tackle penalty, maybe, yellow cards and stuff in the future. Reduced delays in the in-play kicking animation. Very, very useful. Took forever to get kicks away. We will be testing kicking today, because it's one of the things I've seen in the feedback from other guys in the FAQ pages, that kicking has been made better in this version. Improved general player positioning animations. Great to know. Various support changes for improved tackling, passing, rucks, and more. Okay, they've been a bit more general. They've been a bit more broad. They haven't been very specific. Not the worst thing in the world. It means we can, look at the game a bit more broadly. Sometimes they're very specific with the patch notes, and I'm quite a big critic. If you're not landing what you said in the patch notes, then, there's not a lot I can do in a video than just say that hasn't happened. Being a bit broader, a bit more general, probably nice to, gives them a bit of a leeway that, none of us are going to dig into them slightly too hard. And then finishing off, improved stability. Numerous updates have been made to address reported issues in completing matches, thanks to everyone who sent through support tickets to help them identify. Yeah, we're all trying to, just help them know that things are crushing the game and what have you. So jumping into the game, they haven't mentioned anything to do with the menu system or any changes going on. I did think I heard a new song that I genuinely don't think I heard before. I don't know if it was a new song. Maybe I've just not gone through the list, but I've mentioned the sound before. I think the sound is really good. The only song I do have turned off is that one because that gets you copyright striked on YouTube, so great. But nothing new to talk about in terms of the menu system, nothing to take a look at. So we'll jump into a game. Now, one of the teams I want to talk about, I noticed this off camera after I filmed the last video. Argentina are in the game. Didn't know this happened. I played a game. I had a bit of a glitch issue where all of my players playing as Argentina were stood 2 feet away from the ball when they were trying to kick for posts. And I was like, yeah, Argentina are fully in the game. I don't know when that happened. I don't even remember reading that at all. So we're going to do Argentina versus Australia because that's a game coming up in the Rugby Championship this weekend. We'll keep it on 5 minutes. I'm going to keep it on medium. Genuinely, I was playing the last patch, quite a few games of the last patch. And the harder the difficulty, the better the gameplay was. Like, the more room opened up. I don't know why that was. We're going to keep it on medium today and hopefully get some good gameplay for you. I'm going to be clever as well. And I'm going to move my face over here because I always forget to move my face. And it really annoys me when I come around to editing. Right, no, nothing new in terms of stadiums. I don't actually know what stadiums we've done in videos before. I think we did Allianz, we do Northampton. Parma? Should we do Parma? Let's do Parma Stadium. In the morning. We'll have a nice time of day and we'll jump into to play a game. So we want to be taking a look at the kicking, the illegal tackles. We'll see how many more of those tackle animations we have. The tuned passing, again, going to be focused quite heavily on the passing in this one just to see if they have improved that. Various supporting changes for improved tackles, passing, rucks and mauls. That's quite general. So I'll have to try and pay kind of close attention to what that means. Maybe that means better implementation of players getting involved with the rucks and stuff to compete and what have you. There's a long shot of the pitch there, but nice to know. So yeah, the Argentina team is in the game. You know, fully kitted out team. They've got all the photography and stuff done for them. We've got the kits and what have you, which we're going to see. There's Marcus Kramer with a better beard than I'm ever going to grow. So we'll get into this one and hopefully have a good game. Now it's been, I don't know, a week and a bit since I played this game. I'm going to have to try and very quickly remember all of the controls and what have you. But I'm looking forward to this game on the weekend in the old Rugby Championship. So Ben Donaldson to get us kicked off and underway. I kind of want to go for a kick really quickly to see if I can just pelt this one away. They've gone for a pretty high ball. Oh, yep, camera's a little bit low there. Right. Tackled very, very quickly. In we get, boys. In we get. There we go. Nice and easy. Right, let's try and actually make a break down this wing already. Nope. Well, immediately I pressed go for B. It went for A. I was trying to get it out to the winger. They decided not to. Right. Let's see if we can pass this one out wide. Still a nice pass. Bit of a loopy pass, and we've been caught off guard there. I was aiming for the guy in the middle in terms of the passing. So passing as of yet, I've not got a great deal of confidence. Go for a bump off. Bump off didn't work, as it has done in previous patches. Let's see how we're going to keep on going. Bit of a slower pass. Bump off not worked again, so bump offs might have changed a little bit. Let's try and go this out really wide. I went for a kick and no animation happened. Okay, it's been a rocky start. It's been a rocky start. I'm not gonna lie. My expectations were high going in, having seen some of the other feedback. But you know what? Let's just say I'm a little bit cold getting into the game. It's my own fault. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt for now. Right, first scrum of the game. Did I lose that scrum? I don't think I've ever just outright lost a scrum. And and the game did not want to give me my scrum half. It didn't want to give me my scrum half to go. But hey, a good try for Valentini there to get across. I really thought it would make me be my scrum half to cover that, but it made me be the winger. Oh, it wasn't Valentini. Why was Valentini cheering so much for that? I thought the number 8 picked up. My own not paying attention there. Right. Well, one try down. We'll get to see any difference in the kicking animations. They don't say anything different in terms of goal kicking, I don't think. But Ben Donaldson, here he is, lining up. Imagine that cameraman lying down on the ground, really getting right in front of the ball just to put him off. Here he goes. Ben Donaldson, step it up. Woo! The AI missing conversions. I think that's actually new. I don't think I've had the AI miss the conversion yet, so we'll take that as a slight positive for me. We're on medium difficulty, obviously. I think it's nice that they can miss. Not the easiest kick in the world for him. Right. Let's go for an up and under. Let's try and get back into this game. We've got to make the comeback now, Argentina. Here we go. High ball. We're going to hold down the X button to try and compete. Nope, we're not going to compete there. Oh, a lot of floaty passes there. Man, can we get them down, boys? There we go. Right. Here we get. Counter ruck. Anyone want to counter ruck that? Nope. I am feeling like it's a little bit... I don't have my frame rate thing up to tell me what my frame rate is. The game feels slightly choppy from other versions that we've played of it. Right, let's go for a long range kick. That animation certainly sped up. Can we go for a completely offside run at the ball here? Oh, no, nearly. Get in there, boys. Come on, punish him. Number 4. Get over the ball. There it is. Definitely cheating, but we'll take it. Because I want tries. Nope. And a box kick clearance from them. Oh, we got some very, very flashy things going on with the symbols around the players. So the line out, they still haven't made this line out, you know, calling the numbers. I would like the line out to be. I didn't actually pick a number then. It just gave me a number because I waited too long. Oh, okay, we've got the mauls. Oh, no, we don't. We're passing it. Okay. The game is making a lot of decisions for me here that I feel like I'm not making. Come on, scrum half. Get in there, buddy. There we go. Right. Let's try in. Can't get around there. Good press by the Australian defence. Can we go, please? There we go. Right. Go for a kick over the top. Try and put some pressure on. Oh. Oh, and he called Mark. I don't know if you guys will have heard that on the video. It was quite quiet in the background. But the player did actually outright shout Mark when calling the balls. That was nice. And caught it properly. Okay. Gonna go... Oh, yeah, there's no dummy jumpers or anything. Let's just go out the back. Can we get this one out? Okay, I think they have changed something to do with those mauls. You no longer sort of have to do the entire maul, which is nice. You can just sort of get the ball out quickly. I feel like passing. I'm still struggling to get passing away at any sort of speed. It feels like they've maybe slowed that down a little bit. Let's go for a grubber kick around. Or maybe a late tackle, but we'll take it. My Y button to do the dive tackle is also really late on the input at the minute. I'm pressing Y very early, and my players are just running past them. And then actually... Let's go for another dive tackle there. Oh, fell off him. Wow. Valentini on the charge that time. Australia giving me some trouble here. Slipper takes that one in. Still no turnovers yet. So they've also slowed down the rucking turnovers a bit. You know, it was pretty easy to get the turnovers at the ruck. Feels like I'm working pretty hard at the minute to try and get through this line. Australia, once again, a little pop pass. Yep, and another pass. So they've definitely made the... Oh, can we get across for this one? Make a good tackle on him. So they have improved the AI, how often the AI wants to pass. The issue I'm finding is that when the AI passes a second time, it does feel like it impacts my choice of player to be the defensive player. So it actually makes it kind of harder for me to choose which player I want to be. It feels like when you swap player after they pass, you've got a slight delay where you actually don't control your player straight away. Which, if you'll notice as I'm changing players, they're choosing a direction to run in and actually getting there a little bit slowly. That was a nice tackle. That was a fun tackle animation. That was a good crunch right into the ribs. They've made some good meters here. They are rushing into those rucks. They're having some good breakdown work by Australia. Still looking to defend strong. That was a good one. My players feel like they're not really getting into the ruck quickly. I mean, Australia are rushing in. They're doing a great job. My players are kind of standing there for a bit. It almost feels like they need all 3 players to be at the... Can we get in for him there? Give him another tackle. It feels like my team requires all 3 players to be in position in order to actually get involved with the ruck, whereas Australia just put whoever is available in, which I think is nicer. Let's go for a little front one this time. Right, let's try and keep this one in. We'll go for a driving maul. Guys, anyone want to get in? There we go. Right, took a little bit of pushing, but we did eventually do it. Right, let's see if we can break away here. No, they shut down the scrum half instantaneously. Oh, and again. I didn't tell him to pick that one up that time. Okay, let's try and go slightly wider. My Y player ran in there, which I didn't want. Can't get that pass away. Still haven't seen an offload yet. A lot of people are saying the offloads are working really well for them. I don't know whether I'm doing something slightly wrong. I am still struggling to get offloads right. Let's try and break away a little bit around the outside. Not managing it. Still looking for room. Scrum half a little bit slow to that one. Let's try and go quickly up the inside. Here we go. Step back inside. Doesn't manage it. Paulos goes down. Let's try and go out wide here. Yeah, still pretty hard pressing for me to get my my passes away. I feel like that's a bit loopy. Players are standing very deep at the minute, but we'll try and make it work. Let's go for a sidestep. Oh, what a great move by Bigant out on the wing. And we'll charge this one down. We'll get back into this game with a lovely try and a nice dive. Hey, they've brought dives back into the game in the animations. I was getting a bit bored with watching them slam the ball into the ground, so having a dive try is a lot nicer. Players are standing quite deep. on the attack. I would like them to be a bit more with the player, but that was nice. Let me test the kicking animation again, just to make sure we haven't got referees still in line, because it didn't happen in the last video, but the game I played immediately after filming, it did happen again. So, Carreras stepping up. He's done very well in the Rugby Championship so far in terms of his kicking. We'll see how he gets on today for us. Nope, we still have the referee stood in front of the ball. I don't know why this is. This feels like a really weird thing to not be able to fix. Just put the referee over there somewhere. But we'll slide that one round. Still got the 50-meter conversions in. But yeah, might be an issue for newer players coming into the game if they can't see the you probably wouldn't attempt a 50-meter kick if you're new to the game, but I do think that's something that must be pretty easy for them to fix, just to put the player somewhere else, so it's not going to be, or put the referee somewhere else, so it's not going to be completely in the way. I think they also added in new referees. I think I've seen new referees in the game and on touch judges and stuff, which is nice. Gives it a little bit more variance. Right, we're back in the game. We've recovered some points. Let's go for another high short kick. I want to try and get one of these steals. It is kind of weird how this works. Maybe this time my player hasn't stopped running. The last time on the first kickoff, I pressed X and my player actually stopped running. So that time he kept running and we were able to intercept that one, which is nice. Okay. There's some nicer passes. Oh, not where I wanted it. Again, just a little bit too deep for me. I would like my players to be slightly more forward, so we'll try and go up the short side if we can quickly. Nope, we cannot. Augustin Creevy's playing lock. Man, he's got 100 or so caps, you know. He can play whatever position he wants, I guess. Maybe Lavanini's busy with another red card or something, so he's coming today. Gajo can't make it through. I'd like to go for another kick. I still want to test some kicking out. That's a better kick. They've definitely cut down on the kicking. Oh, there's me zooming off again somewhere else. They've definitely cut down on the kicking time animations, which is nice. I think that's going to be a really big improvement just for enjoying the general gameplay. That's a nice double pass, and they've hit the gap in Australia, making their way through. And a missed tackle by me, but a great interception by Kramer to get in there. Let's see if we can punish this left-hand side a little bit, because I don't think they've got anyone out here. But it took a few, again, players a little bit too deep. Left my winger short-manned out there. Let's try, oh no, well, wow, straight off the line. Great work by them. Let's go for another kick. I feel like we've maybe got some room very far away in that. Again, held down the kick button, nothing happened. That's, I think, the second time that's happened where just the actual mechanic hasn't worked going for a kick. I'll say that one got charged down. Maybe went for that a little bit late. Good dodge there. Bertrano gets in. Counter-ruck, boys. Counter-ruck. Put them under some pressure. No. Oh, that's a good pass. That's a good offload. The AI definitely feel improved. It feels like they're playing better. It doesn't feel like they're just cheating. It feels like they're actually outright playing better. They're going to hit that gap. That's a great line by Paulos to shut down Jordi Bataya. The rucking system's better. They're fighting back harder, which is nice. I'm not just getting endless turnovers. And I have been able to put... Oh, that's a great line through. Oh, it's a great line through. Can we get it back across? Dive tackle. Doesn't manage to... Kind of an anticlimactic dot down by Ikitau, but a great try. Again, only issue with this, I thought really nicely well worked try by the AI. Hit the hole. The problem was I became my fullback and I had that delay pause again. I aimed at the player and he just kept running forwards for about a second. My guy just ran past him. I had no option to do that. So, improvements are being made. The AI feels much smoother, much better, which is a big positive. I feel like I've had a slightly less amount of control from my end to be able to actually get involved and stop their players, which is a shame. But, you know, hey, this is an interim patch. They've still got the major one coming. You know, hopefully this week. It might even be, you know, end of August, they said. You know, end of August sort of ends this week. So hopefully we can get that right. I mean, we're in the game. We're in a game. We're not looking for these 0-0 games anymore. I'm fighting back hard. I'm wanting to get involved. Let me see if I can go for another steal. Don't manage to steal that one. Can we get in quick? Again, my guys just feel outright slower at getting to the ruck than their team, even though my guys are there. They're just stood there waiting a little bit longer. But the AI overall feels like a really nice improvement. That is nice to see. Because so far for me, this game has been, from the AI standpoint, it has either been you beat them 40-0, you know, if you're really trying, or you could put it on like the hardest difficulty in some game. Oh, great interception line there by Bejo. And you could actually end up you know, struggling to get anywhere. That's the first pass that I've told to pass right, and they still pass left, which is nice. I'm glad that's, you know, happening less at least. I would like to try and do something a bit wild, like go for a crossfield kick or something, but it feels kind of hard to pull off. Just let my line set up here a little bit more. Let's see if we can get some of these pass chains going together. Short pass. I went for the X pass that time, and I don't think that was X. Let's go for B. We're able to go right out the back. That is B. And play a short little line pass back inside, maybe? Nope. Again, I still don't think I've had an offload, or nothing that I would constitute as looking like an offload for me. I'm still waiting to see this come in. Other people seem to be saying you just get little pop passes all the time. I'm really struggling to make that work for me. Oh, that was much deep. I wanted that front guy. I thought that would be A. I didn't actually wait for the markers to pop up that time. Right, so this should be a double A to get this to my winger. But he's standing so far back, he doesn't have the momentum to go forward. So that'll be something, probably for my feedback, I'll be saying I would just like my attacking line to be a bit more flat. Because I feel like I'm passing really far back and I'm losing a lot of attacking momentum going forwards. Man, again, still struggling to get through. Australia holding out well. They are doing well. We haven't seen any of the high tackle animations, which is nice. Whoa, where are we off to here? Oh, let's just do it. Apparently that was a sidestep. It worked well for me. I did the sidestep about 15 meters back, but the animation played out later on. Oh, the camera's got a bit choppy again. Frame rate's dropping down slightly again. Let's try and punish. I would like to get one more try if we could do. It'd be nice to actually try and like win. Oh, what has been quite an enjoyable experience in this game, which is nice because major update 2 or major update 1, but early access 2 has been kind of rough so far. But this has been. It feels like this game's sort of getting back to where we were in early access 1, patch 3. Bit more kicking animation. I don't really want to kick it away because I feel like they're just going to kick it out if I kick it back to them. I'm going to just forcefully try and go on. They're not necessarily punishing me at the breakdowns either. I am getting marched backwards though. Again, my winger's ahead. My winger is ahead of where my guy is. Let's see if I can go up the inside here. It's just positioning. That's all it is. They're just slightly out. They're either too deep or they're too, you know, far up. And it actually ends up messing you up in both ways, which is a bit of a shame. See if I can hit that gap through the middle there. Let's try and punish that gap, not going through. Pablo Matera getting taken down. Again, I kind of want to see. I'd like to pass to this guy who's just one to the left of me, but he doesn't. He wants to go out the back, which is a shame. I wanted to go for an attacking line. Yeah, why? That's where I want to go. I want to go flat. That's where I want to be on the attacking line there, and I want players with me. Again, let's go fast pace. Let's get it out. My winger is gone. I can't get that offload away. Still struggling to get that one last pass that I need to go. I'm going to run straight into a wall here. Yep, still really hard pressed to make ground. They are so quick off the line by the time you catch the ball. Let's try and go through the post, throw a dangerous pass. Here we go. Got some pace on the go. Bit of pace on the go. Here we go. One more pass. Again, I'm not getting the passes. The pass speed from holding down and choosing your player seems to be quicker, but my actual normal passing seems to be slower. I can't get that last pass away to my winger where the breakaway is on, which is a shame. Looks like this might be a loss coming my way, and the AI's played well, which is nice. I feel like I've got slightly screwed. Oh, he's just going to put it behind his own line. Not even going to try and keep that one in. So we'll take that as a loss. They had some good tries, which is nice to see. I think the AI's definitely been improved. There was a bit of an issue still with getting passes away. It felt quicker. The kicking felt better. I just really quickly want to test out on a slightly easier difficulty against a lower ranked team. I just want to see if it's going to end up feeling a bit more fluid with the passing. Whether or not I'm being a bit mean with saying that the passes are not getting away. Is it just that Australia were punishing me for being a higher ranked team, or is it the passing issue for me? Let me just test against Samoa quickly. And now I seem to only be getting the prompts to pass to A, which is weird. There we go. A. Wrapping me up again. So I've moved this now onto easiest difficulty. So this should be a bit of a walk in the park. This time we're going to go out wide. We're going to try and run down. It's another good shutdown tackle by them. Right, let's see if we can get some passes together. I really wanted... I pressed Y. Y was, sort of where my face is. And it didn't really get there, unfortunately. That was A. Let's go for another A. Not working. I still don't feel like I'm able to go winger to winger. Me choosing the passes. I pressed it about 4 times then. And again, it's weird. I put it on easiest and it actually feels tougher. I pressed Y that time, which was my far winger. It's passed it short. I'm going to go double A again. and try and get this one to my winger. That time it worked, but he stood so deep. It's not getting anywhere. This time I'm going to go for Y. I'm going to try and go flat to this guy. That is correct. Let's just try and pass this one out. Can't get 3 in a row without being chopped down. I'm going to go A again. That's better, but the running line. Yeah, I'm still struggling. I am still struggling to get through. Again, I'll put some more game time in. I'm going to pass this one back in the pocket. Let me go for a clearance kick. The kicking is definitely better. You feel like you've got so much more control of it. Don't know why I need that tap tackle animation when I'm herring after him in a great position. Doesn't seem to work. Still getting these dive tackles in. There's definitely a pause delay, I'm finding. When they pass once more, there's a slight delay in you being able to control your player. And it is impacting your ability to defend a little bit. Let me just sort of try and pass this out wide here. I kind of want to give them the ball. Right, let's see if we go all the way to the winger. Our aim is to hit this winger to wing. No, I'm getting 2 passes and I cannot get a third one away. They are just preempting where that final pass is going. We've got a bit of a choppy screen again here. Can't get that away. Let me drop this one back. I want to give them the ball back because I would like to test a bit more of my defense. And now we're marching. And now we're down. I pressed kick and it kind of broke the game. I think for me so far the early access one, patch 3 was still the best feeling. Now when I'm kicking, it's just breaking the game, which is interesting. If I press kick with a player, they seem to just march through tackles. Let me drop it right back. Bit of a kick away. Go for a quick throw. Okay, quick throw is still a bit choppy maybe. Let's try and box kick this back towards them. Are they just going to call the mark? They are just going to call the mark. Oh, and he's just off. He's just off and away. What an unbelievable... I don't know what's going on. I didn't touch a single control then. The game just took over. They took a tap and go. My guy got it and then just booted it into touch. Don't know what happened there. Okay, let's just give it back to them. That was a nicer kick. They've definitely improved that kicking timing, which is nice. I don't know what that tap tackle animation is in this situation. It's not useful at all. They seem to just be... Okay, Samoa just seem to be really kick heavy. This might be the difficulty change or it might be the rating in the team change. That is a lovely kick. This could be on for maybe a 50-22. Not quite going to get there. Oh, another tap tackle. There seems to be something about a player running away from you forces it to be the tap tackle animation. So that is something actually I'll be giving them back in a piece of feedback. Because that... Oh, what a great line to hit there by Juan Imhoff. Because it basically... I'm thinking more about when it came around to like multiplayer. If you can just turn your player around before the tackle, you could basically force your opponent to do a tap tackle that won't work because they're not really running away from you. It seems to just be judging how the tackle animation will play out based on which way the opponent's player is facing, as opposed to what would actually be the tackle you want to land at that point, which would clearly be, I want to smash him into touch, and instead I'm going for these sort of these tap tackles that aren't really working. Oh, not going to get through there that time. Pass. 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 No sprinting and having to run sort of diagonally across field to get those passes away. It feels a bit choppy to get them away. That time, I'm tapping. I'm tapping away. I promise you. let me actually just do it so you guys can try and hear this of where we're going to do. Let me hold the controller. Right, we're going to go to the right. I'm going to constantly press pass A. Pass A. Pass A. Pass A. Everyone in. Pass A. And A. And A. And A. Like, I cannot get these passes away, which is a real shame. Unless you're going out wider to start out with and then try to do it again. Can't get it to my winger. It's still not there for me. The kicking animation being better is much better. Feels much more positive. They still absolutely rush up onto you. And they're just going to kick that one. Okay, well, we'll call it there. We'll call it there for game 2. Alrighty, so let's go over some feedback. What did we thought was better in that one? Now, the game is playable. We had no crashes. Had some frame rate issues. I think that's, you know, fair to point out. There were certainly some frame rate issues. I'm not sure if that will come up in the video. Well, I won't know that till editing, but it certainly felt like a couple of sections of that game were getting a little bit choppy for me. But in terms of their feedback, right, tuned passing. Passing is still a heavy area in development. In this update, the AI will be more willing to make passes in gameplay. Yes, I think they made great passes. In fact, they were really good. They were picking the pass that hit the gap in my defensive line. Really nice to see. They made some great meters and got some great tries out of it. I think that's a big tick. I think they're choosing passes really well. I think that's much better. However, it is known that these occasionally result in some poor passes being made. I think there was one. I think I remember one where they threw it into touch and it just went in between two players. I don't feel like that's the worst thing in the world to have the occasional bad pass. You don't want it massively frequently, but in real life, people throw bad passes. That could have happened in real life. I didn't find that game breaking. I didn't find like it ruined. It's not like in other versions of the early access that we've had where it's like, oh, another pass that's gone outright. 1 in 1.5 games? I think that's I think I give that another tick. I give that another tick for me. I think they've done well there. Now, the next paragraph is where I'm probably still going to be a bit critical for this one. In addition, this update includes further work to improve passing responsiveness for user-controlled players. And resolving a case where the ball wouldn't be passed to the player indicated by the prompt buttons. I still had the wrong players being passed to from the buttons I was pressing. We had one, I think only one, so it's got better, but we still had one where I told them to pass right and the guy passed left to get it to the A pass. I tried to showcase on camera holding the pass button and just constantly tapping A, which should just be quick, ship the ball out, and 2 tackles, maybe you get to a 3rd tackle, and there's just no more passing. I am still struggling to get... I want to go from one wing all the way to the other wing, and I just don't feel like I'm being able to get that in terms of my responsiveness. I think maybe still an issue is going to be just that depth positioning in your own team. If players were positioned better, which they haven't said they've done in this patch, so this is something to look at for the major patch for me, but at the minute for me, players are either too deep or they're actually forwards. They're actually ahead of you, which means you can't pass to them. So when you're going on the attack and you press pass, your winger is either so far ahead of you, there's actually no one to pass to, and so the game seems to not want to allow you to just pass the ball to nobody, or the player has run ahead of you, and then you collect the ball, you run forwards, and that player kind of stays where they are, waiting for the depth to regain for the next pass, which means you pass the ball, it kind of floats to them, and they're standing still rather than regaining that momentum to go on the charge. Whereas the AI actually seem to have really smooth passing. They seem to be keeping the momentum with them. They're hitting the gaps nicely. So the depth is certainly there for the AI, but not for your team. I don't know why that is. Maybe I'll have to play a game with Australia and see if Australia are just brilliant and they've updated something to do with Australia and their depth is better. I think for me, maybe it's more of a depth issue than the passing issue, because if you don't sprint and you're not running into the defensive line, you can just sort of jump the passes along a bit more. But your players are so far forward, they get tackled still, or they're so far back, you have no momentum, so you seem to just get clattered. So I think maybe more of a depth problem in your positioning than it is going to be a passing problem. Updated animations. Changes to avoid high tackle animations being played. I don't think I saw one, or nothing jumped out at me to see that's an outright high tackle, and also no penalties for high tackle, so a tick, that's achieved, yes, absolutely. Reduce delays in the in-play kicking animations. Yes, I also agree to that. I felt like the kicking was much better than it has been through any of Early Access 2. I still think for me Early Access 1 Patch 3 was the best in terms of getting your kicking animations and stuff away. Or it might have been Patch 2. It was one of those two where I was kicking for fun. I was going for crossfield kicks and everything. But in Early Access 2, this is by far the best kicking has felt so far. I had a grubber kick, which I got tackled on afterwards, but I still got a couple of nice kicks away, and also no camera being put back behind the rafters. Improved general player positioning animations. I don't know what that means. You know, the actual positioning, as I've already mentioned, I don't necessarily think is better. I think it's just the same, and I'm still struggling to make it work. But it's positioning animations. So maybe it just means players moving into position. They look like they're getting into position nicely. They're just a little bit too deep for me. Various supporting changes for improved tackles, passing, rucks, and mauls. The maul, you can get the ball out quickly now. You don't have to do the whole maul animation. Nice to see. I think that's a big improvement. Rucks. My ruck players still feel like I need all of my guys waiting to then go in one go, whereas the AI just filters players in. Again, it feels like the AI just got a better system. than what I have as a player. I'm rapidly tapping B. My guys are stood there like statues waiting for their teammates to come, and then all three of them go in. So maybe Rux for me still needs to be looking at. Improved passing. I mean, there was no lofty looping passes. It still felt like there was more mid-range. There was no bullet passes and no lofty passes. So I think that's a positive move. I still felt some of the passes were a bit slow in just getting to my target guy. But again, might have something to do with the depth issue for me. And then improved tackling. I felt like the tackling was pretty solid. I still think there's going to be an issue to do with kicking over the top and the chasing after the ball. Their fullback will pick up the ball, and my tackling player will always do a tap tackle animation rather than just smashing him. You know, hit him in the back and drive him into the ground or drive him into touch. You seem to be, if the opponent's player is running away from you, you will always do the tap tackle animation, which seems to not work. I don't know. I don't think we had a single one actually tap him over. So unless they need to be going at a certain speed for the tap tackle to work, I didn't think a single one of those worked. It just means your guy ends up on the ground. They make counter meters. Tackling-wise, I felt a bit more delay in the Y dive tackle. I was pressing Y a long time before they were actually diving. And a further issue for me with the tackling has been that when the AI is doing more than one pass off of a set piece, that I have a slight delay. I don't even know what to call it. Half a second, maybe a second. A second might be too long. Half a second where I'm a player, they are a player. I'm running towards them. They pass the ball, so I swap players to take out the next guy, and that changed player for me kind of stands there for a second, and nothing I'm telling him to do does anything for about half a second, and then they go. And that half a second seems to just let the AI at the minute run right around you. I think that's how they got their first try. So the tackling could be better, but I feel like it's more that stationary issue where I can't do what I want to do means that I haven't been able to test that tackling 100% even in both games. And then finally, for the final note, improved stability. Yes, no crashes across the board. Few frame rate issues. I'm running on pretty high, PC specs. Could have something to do with that. I'm also recording a video at the same time. I'll give that its leniency. We had no crashes. We've had no issues so far. And we played a game and a half with no crashes either. So I would say improved stability. I think overall in terms of these patch notes, I think there's big ticks across the board. It certainly feels much more playable. We had quite a fun game. Argentina, Australia, and I lost. I got beaten. They actually outplayed me in certain sections of that. Still issues with me not being able to actually do the things that would stop them, but I like that the AI's playing better. Medium difficulty seemed fun. We got some nice kicks away. They had some nice passing lines. They got some good tries. Game feels like an improvement, and we'll just wait, I guess, now for the major update, which will hopefully be coming end of August, they've said. So it could be end of this week. It might just squeeze in to next week. But of course, guys, I'll be covering it as soon as it comes out, because I'm around now. I can actually cover the major update when it comes out. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you guys are the first to know as soon as that video goes live. Drop this video a like if you enjoy some of the coverage for the Rugby 25 stuff. Drop down in the comment section how you felt the gameplay was playing. If you're playing it yourself, what are your thoughts on it at the minute? If you're still waiting for it to come out on console and stuff, how do you just think the game is looking from a visual standpoint, and covering it in the videos and what have you. Sorry, it's a bit of a long one today, guys. Lots to check out, and a bit of a game of a half, which is not something I was expecting to do. I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.